Hello everybody and welcome to JGod Gaming. Today's actually going to be a best class setup for the 1941. You got some gameplay with the Lewis. I was messing around playing on stream and decided to throw this clip together because I actually went on a 50 plus gun streak, so it was a double V2 or whatever the case is. But what we're going to do is focus on the actual 1941. What I'm using is the base variant because that base variant is the one with the iron sights that I prefer. And then as far as the class setup goes, I'm going to be running extended mags, grip, and then I'm also running that high caliber because I think it has one of the fastest rate of fire, so you don't really need that rapid fire. You want to be able to control it. It does have a lot of recoil, so you'll be able to get a lot of those headshots, which will cut that time to kill. It has an effective range of 50 meters before it has a drop off, so it doesn't really need that advanced rifling on pretty much any of the maps unless you were to just run it on Gustav Cannon, but there are better options for weapons on Gustav Cannon than a 1941. What you're going to see is the gameplay from my first match. I loaded in, I started up my stream. I said, what do you guys want me to use? Somebody said, use the 1941. I put a class together, one of my favorites, tried and true. I already knew it was a good one. We went in there and we actually got a V2 our first play. You're going to see the match opens up. I got one kill, I died once, and then pretty much I'm going to start the match right here where you're going to see me actually go off and I don't die a single time in the entire clip. And it all goes back to playing smart. I believe in giving you the how with the what. I'm going to give you the class setup. That's the what, and then I'm going to show you how to actually use the weapon for its effectiveness. So if any point in the video you are enjoying the video, make sure you hit that like button. I do have a goal of about 300 likes for this video. This is one of my favorite weapons in the game that I just really haven't touched in a while because I've been focusing a lot on SMGs. But if you do enjoy the video, remember to hit that like button, give me up to that 300 like goal. I really appreciate it. And then if you are new to the channel, make sure you stick around, decide whether or not you want to subscribe to the channel. But just to give you kind of an idea on the content I put out, I primarily focus on Call of Duty, in-game updates, different news, as well as best class setups like you're seeing today. And I also do subscriber breakdowns and other tips and trick videos. So let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. This is the part of the video where I kind of talk you through my thought process as I'm playing. I'm playing Capture the Flag and I'm running around the map, just trying to position myself. I want those medium range engagements. I don't want really long engagements because at that long range you will miss more shots just because the recoil on this gun is pretty heavy. I captured the flag, kind of running around. I know I want to make it go to a little bit overtime because I'm on a long streak already to begin with, and I'm kind of just patrolling the map and just kind of waiting out. I know that I'm kind of in a bad position over here. I wait till my teammates push up and then I'm able to relocate. I know someone's coming around that area, so I push up. Time ends up ending with me having the flag. I started off 10-1. Like I said, I got one kill and died once, so I'm already on a 10 streak as it's starting the match. And like I said, this was all on stream, so I'm talking to chat and stuff like that. So there's other distractions in addition to just watching the mini map and paying attention to the screen and other stuff like that. So what I really was focusing on is just trying to put on a good performance by playing as smart as possible. And a lot of times you realize that if you're having bad matches, you just got to reassess, go back to the fundamentals. And are you centering windows or doorways? Are you keeping your crosshairs tight when you actually snap on targets? Do you have the right sensitivity? Have you adjusted that? Are you aiming down sights and pulling the trigger and doing burst firing because you want to make sure you're as accurate as possible? I actually don't mind the iron sights on this weapon. It doesn't have any idle sway. It's one of the weird rifles that for some reason doesn't have idle sway, and that helps you to hit those shots. As long as you can burst fire, you're gonna be very accurate. It's 5 shots to kill, 4 shots, 5 shots, and the damage drop off, like I said, is 50 meters. So up to 50 meters it will be 4 shots. So as long as you hit those shots, it's gonna be pretty good time to kill. Once it goes to that 5 shot kill range, it is a little bit slower time to kill, but overall it is one of the fastest time to kill weapons beyond 20 meters. The bar is kind of where it gets outclassed within that first 15 to 20 meters. It will be outclassed by the bar, but for the most part, this is one of the most damaging weapons in the game. The only drawbacks that it has, or it does have a few, is the recoil. Sometimes hard for people to control, so you got to make sure you do burst fire with this weapon. Fire a few shots, let it go, fire a few shots. Even with the half a millisecond in between or whatever the case is, you can do short bursts, and that'll keep you as accurate as possible. So you can see when I'm aiming in, I do burst fire and stuff like that. The other part of this weapon is the magazine size is only 37 compared to a lot of the counterparts in this class are 45. So it gets outclassed by the STG just because magazine size, right? And then the other part, it has one of the slowest reload times out of all the rifles. If it had more ammo, faster reload, it would be probably the most used rifle in the game. But for whatever reason, it doesn't have those things to balance it out. So obviously it keeps it track of it that way. So right here, I'm going to skip around a little bit because I do call in a firebombing run. I do call in some stuff like that. So there are points where I will skip around as I get the vulture or gunner. This is a V2 streak. Obviously, if I don't die the rest of the match and I go on a 50 streak or so, it's gonna actually have some high quality gameplay where I actually go in there and I do a lot of smart things. Right now, I'm just gaining control of the map. You can see my paratroopers are going in. You can see where everyone's positioned. The whole enemy team's getting demolished right now, and it's allowing us to come back. You saw the first round, we lost 2-0. Now we're starting to regain control. Our people are running with the flag. The spawn delay helps significantly with these streaks. Since there really isn't a recon plane up in the air, I kind of have to do a guesstimate of where enemies are. And that's pretty much what I'm doing as I'm pushing through this left side. Once I called that fighter pilot in, I kind of got an idea where people should be. I used that firebombing run to choke off that side of the map. So I know they're either going to be mid-map right here, or they're going to be on this left side, kind of where I just went through. Capture the Flag is on the featured playlist, so that's really why I decided to play that game mode. I was able to take advantage of this little flank right here because the spawns don't flip. So I was able to push in there. I know they're coming around the other side because they're coming inside this building. This is where they spawn. I'm able to take him out pretty easy. I thought I had the kill there. I released the weapon a little too early. You can see I'm pretty much burst firing. I thought the guy was dead. That's kind of why I let my finger off the trigger. But we really have all that map control in the world. We're running the flag. Teammate has it. We're going to go ahead and capture this objective. I'm watching mid-map because I feel like I have a couple teammates in our spawn, and it looks like the enemy team is in front of me all the way around. So I kind of got to reposition. We don't really have that recon up, but they're shooting all around. And then I can take a quick peek, and I'm not in a good position. So I decide to relocate, reposition. And that's sometimes what you have to do. Choose your gunfights wisely. Right here, I know that I'm not really in a good position. They could just throw a nade. I'm using Expeditionary with double bouncing Betty and Blitzkrieg, so I don't have any kind of hunker or armored on to protect myself. And I go on this long streak, knowing where people tend to throw nades, paying attention where people actually control the map. It allows you to have a lot better positioning and a lot less likely to die by those nades. So that's really what I'm doing here. I'm kind of relocating, peeking. It looks like my teammate got killed there. So paying attention to the minimap, I look at it a little bit more skeptical and just see if anyone's coming around this side. I have my teammates all up mid and right side. I decided to back up a little bit just because I want to get a little bit better position and see if people actually rush me. I see that little bouncing Betty went off, so I'm kind of just paying attention. Throw a couple flashbangs, see if that gives me any kind of indicators of where people are. And then I go ahead and retreat a little bit back to a safer position. I know this side of the map is a little bit more controlled by my teammates by where their location is. So I decide to help out, control mid, get a little burst firing there, get an easy kill on a 33 streak. Nothing crazy. I'm still sitting on that Blitzkrieg ball turret gunner, which is very powerful. I'm actually running the emergency airdrops just because I want to experiment with something a little differently recently. And they tend to pay off, except for those rare occasions when teammates absolutely want to take all three of them and then they end up getting you killed. So you really got to be careful with the placement. And obviously if your teammates are fair, they won't jump on them right away. They'll let you take them, flip them to what they need to be. So I know there's someone on the back of our spawn. I'm just kind of paying attention consciously to that. And I see my teammates shooting them. So anytime the triangles are flickering, you know that the teammates are shooting at them. And you can see my triangle goes white every now and then. And that means I'm popping up on the map when I fire my weapon, or they got a little bit of a recon in the air. So right now I'm already 36-1. If you are enjoying the gameplay, if you're enjoying the commentary, go ahead and hit that like button. Again, I do have a goal of 300 likes. If you can get me there, it'll be one of my first best class setup videos to get 300. I've gotten several that have gotten 200, 250, but if you can get me to 300, it'd be very appreciated. And also subscribe if you're enjoying the content, because this is typically how I do my best class setups. I talk a little bit more about the weapon and how to actually use it than just to give you a best class setup and say good luck. Here's me playing awesomely. I just don't think that helps you at all. So let's go ahead and get into the second part. I know I'm only a few off my streak. I got to play a little conservative. I do have a ball turret gunner. I'm kind of debating, do I want to call it in? Because each one of those unstoppable medals is 1,000 XP. So I come around, peek here real quick, see if there's anyone on this side. My teammate just died. I'm peeking. I see that guy on the ground. You can see how I burst fired there, knowing that the guy was kind of there because my teammate died. And then I kind of reposition, look around. And that guy was in a pretty good spot. If I came out running, I probably would have got gunned thinking that no one was there. So you got to really pay attention to what's happening with your teammates, the death skulls. There's a lot of information you can get from just watching around. You can see my teammate just died on that right side. See the death skull? I'm thinking somebody's going to come out. I have a teammate to the left. I help him to try and clean that up. And then I peek left. So I'm really kind of in a safe spot, maneuvering back and forth. But I don't feel safe because there's not enough of my teammates pushed up. So I decide to relocate, decide to push back a little bit, and then kind of go back to the middle window like I did on the opposite side. So I'm continuing to rotate, control the map. I see that a couple of my teammates are in engagements on this left side behind me. So I kind of rotate back, and then they end up looking like they killed them. Somebody's going off with resistance. So I'm peeking the right side because I know my left side's clear. They can only be on this right side. So I push up thinking somebody will push. And then I decide to go along with my teammates, see if I can help them out at all. They are pushing that right side, so I'm going through this inner part. And then I'm going to peek real quick, see if anyone's there. and then go for a little bit of a flank. I shot that guy. My teammates are in the building, so I knew that that part was safe. So when I came around that corner, I knew how to exit strategy. Right here, I know that they're going to spawn to this left side. So when I'm coming around, I'm pretty confident the guy's right there. Get that V2 rocking, and I continue on my streak. I don't die this entire time, like I said. I ended up going 50-1 for the entire match because, like I said, I did die at the beginning. A reminder, I'm using the default variant because none of the variants look the exact same to me. Even though they do have the same iron sights, the problem is the color on the weapon makes it a little bit harder and distracting to focus in. Again, that's 100% preference. There might be a variant that you prefer over this one, but this is the variant I prefer. So a quick reminder on the class setup, it's grip with extended mags and high caliber. So when you get those headshots, it reduces that time to kill significantly. Right now, I already know pretty much it's game over. I'm going to call my ball turret gunner. I'm going to probably trim this part out just because I don't think you guys really need to see another ball turret gunner. But I do go 50-1. I'll cut to the end of the match. If you did enjoy the video at all, please remember to hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on. Go ahead and try this class setup out. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If there's another weapon you'd like me to try and make a best class setup for. I've already gone through all the SMGs, so if you have another idea about rifles or LMGs, go ahead and let me know so I can do a video on those. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day.